Disclaimer.
Video is intended for open discussion and personal opinions on various art-related topics. We respect all perspectives and mean no harm or offense to anyone mentioned or any viewpoints expressed. Our goal is to share insights and entertain, not to demean or disparage. If you feel strongly about the subjects discussed or find such content potentially upsetting, please consider this a heads up. Viewer discretion is advised.
My name is Yumbo1z, and I'm a writer and mangaka in training. I also doodle on stream on Twitch, but you can also find me on Instagram and Discord here. Yeah.
Give a round of applause for Yumbo1z. Absolute G. I'm gonna edit in clapping. In the comment section, just people type clap.
Type club, yeah.
Let me introduce myself now. I'm Radical Robot, or Robot for short, and this is my YouTube channel, my YouTube video where I talk about art shit, art shit in quotes. In this video today, we're gonna be discussing about artists' hot takes. Ooh, steamy. 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 Me and my host, Yumbo1z, we're gonna read out some hot takes that we got from his Discord server, which link in description. We do stuff like this all the time in his servers, so if you want to be featured in a next video or whatever, if we decide to take a poll or ask for community topics, go ahead and join. We also took some of the submissions from Instagram as well. Do keep in mind some of these submissions were submitted anonymously. Anonymous. I can't speak. I'm sorry. I can't speak. Uh, like you said. So I won't mention details about their username and stuff. And the people who were decided to not submit anonymously, I'll credit them in the video as well. So what we got that out of the way. Let's look at our first question or hot take.
So let me read the first art take. So our first art take was submitted by Starry, or you can also find them on TikTok. We'll be putting the socials on the front page if you can find them right there. So their art take is hot take is AI art style is a stupid idea. So
For me, I don't know
yeah.
what they're saying with that.
So I wanted to say that it was probably how people get flamed a lot online for drawing super good, especially the art gods. They have a similar side to it, which they developed on their own, and people just go and call it AR art style. I think that's what they're trying to say.
For me, I thought they were trying to say that just AI art in general is just dumb. With that first issue you mentioned where it's all people who are famous artists, with really good art, their art gets fed into to generative models. If you don't know how exactly AI art works, basically they collect data, which is collecting images off the internet and using that to kind of feed a computer to threw out new images. I remember reading a story about an artist. She's really popular and she uses Photoshop. And this was a big controversy because in Photoshop's new terms of service, they mentioned they're allowed to use anything you made with their product in AI models if you don't sign off of it. So her art was used to feed an AI generated art program to generate new images without her consent, where people could accuse her being "Oh, your art is AI," and when it's not, even though her art was used to train AI models, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that was Adobe that did that.
Was that the artist's name? I might have to put that on screen so I don't sound like an absolute doof. Have you heard of that? Where it's I forgot the artist's name, but she used Photoshop to draw in, and it was a huge controversy in the art community because it was just a sneaky thing they added to the terms of service, and I heard with other people it was difficult to actually get out of having your work used. You have to go through a whole process to not sign off on it.
Yeah. I saw a
Yeah.
video talking about that. And it was
I'll
it was
probably throw it.
Adobe Illustrator, all of Adobe products who were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay,
Another
so
reason why pirating Adobe products is okay. Put on your pirate boots on. It's okay, guys. It's ethical now. You should only give constructive criticism when the artist ask you to, not when you want to do it. And this is an anonymous submission. I'm gonna start off with my take. This isn't really a hot take, but honestly, I see this a lot in the art community where like people think that since you posted your art online, that gives them like space to openly criticize you when you haven't asked for it. And honestly, I completely agree with that. A lot of people just post art for fun and don't really see it, like don't really care about improving. I would understand this is different if it's a bigger artist or this is a big creator where like they're actively selling their art and making money over it where like you can see that open criticism. But when if it's like an artist who does art for fun and that's it, I think it's like super rude just to throw out constructive criticism without asking first or without like having the artist being like, hey, it's okay for you to do this. I think that's my take on that. And honestly, I fully agree with this take.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of friends who just do art for fun, and I can see them getting mad over that. And me
Hmm.
myself, including when I used to think I was the greatest, and I
Hmm.
would get mad at people for like just saying, "Hey, this is weird. Why does the arm look off? Why why does it look like shit?" and stuff like that. Yeah,
Like it
like
can be used as a shield and stuff, but then again, that's that person's art, at the end of the day.
yeah,
And like you can't really criticize because like most people are not public figures in general, or like they're not making this for like, for money. So it's hard to get mad at that.
yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm not saying I'm mad. I'm just trying to. Oh wait, I did something wrong. The ear's wrong. Okay. I'm not saying I'm mad. I'm just saying that some people would get mad at it, but not me.
Yeah.
That was before me, not anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but
No,
I
no,
can
I
see
do.
people getting mad over it and people who just don't care.
Mhm. For me, like I'm completely open to constructive criticism,
Yeah,
and
same.
like for me, I want it. Please, I want to improve my art more.
Yeah,
That could be another different topic where it's like what's actually constructive criticism, what's like just bullying, uh, which
yeah.
is
That's
an
one
entirely
thing
topic.
it could like be really like if you're like just being rude and stuff like that.
Where it's
Then
like you're not giving like the point of constructive criticism is the constructive part. If you're just being like, dude, your art is ass, without
yeah,
like telling me why it's ass, where it's like, hey, your anatomy off, you should probably go practice anatomy more. Oh, hey, you tend to pick colors that don't match at all or are not cohesive. Where it's just like full on bullying instead of like actually being constructive with it,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Okay, so our third hot take is by Sea of Tomboys. They don't have any Sea of Tomboys. They don't have any socials, but
Like, aren't they a member of the server, right? So I
yeah,
can I can
they're
see
one of the
there.
mods. Yeah.
Okay.
So their take is modern art is a joke, and the fact that two dudes duct taped a banana to the wall, and people actually tweeted about it, and its deep symbolism, quote deep symbolism, shows that art has fallen off in the West. Uh, spicy. What do you think?
What I think?
Yeah,
Okay, I know what the art piece that he's talking about. I don't remember what it's called, but
that
that
was
art
hella
piece was
funny,
made
bro. That
as
was hella funny.
honestly is really funny, but he made it as a satirical thing to make fun of modern art.
Yeah,
Even though it's really sad that piece like was $1 million or the hell when it's like a whole thing making fun of like modern art. Like by the way, the whole genre art is called absurdist art. Like there's a lot of controversial pieces I can mention. Like for me, I'm a nerd and I like art history. But there was a period of art called absurdist art where people would just like make the most random shit and call it art. Like the most infamous ones I can think of is a person like they broke a toilet and they called it art.
oh, I
Or like I
remember
think
that.
the most awful one I saw was like a jar where it had like Jesus Christ like on the cross, like those wooden ones, and like a jar of piss. That one was
What?
awful.
Wait,
Dude,
you
that's a
gotta
real
show me
thing.
that. You gotta show me that. That is what?
It's a real thing. It's fucking awful. But it's part of like the absurdist art movement. But like I honestly feel that way about most modern art where it's like how are you saying like someone painting a circle to be creative? Like a part of art is like making stuff that matters to you and like is made by a human and stuff like that. that's like one point AI art will never have over actual art is the fact that it's not made with human hands.
Yeah.
Uh, but like I honestly feel that sentiment where it's like modern art is kind of a joke. And I do know like what piece they're like mentioning. I'll put it up on screen if
Yeah.
anyone's interested.
Give me a
But
second.
like for me, it's hard to carry because I feel like with most modern art, it's less about art and it's more about like stocks. Because a majority of people buying these expensive pieces are like a rich folks trying to like build up an investment, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
thinking, oh, this would be valuable in like 50 years tops, and which is kind of sad. Like I think that's mostly with like museum culture, like showing your art.
On
But
a
like
museum?
honestly feel that way. Where like it's kind of digress and it doesn't feel that creative and fun.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't. I'm not really like that smart on that topic, but I could
Like
say
art
that.
history.
Yeah, I could say that I kind of do feel sad that a lot of people are just like just spraying colors on the canvas and just calling it art, and it took them like, let's say, like 10 seconds to
Two
make
seconds.
it. Yeah, like 10 or 2 seconds to make it, and then there's a lot of talented underrated artists that take like a whole days, hours to just make their piece, and
Yeah.
that they put a lot of love into it. I can, it just saddens me.
Yeah, it is kind of disappointing. Like I do have to keep in mind that art is very subjective. Like there's a lot of people who don't really like anime art or like uh they don't really appreciate that art style. So what the hell is wrong with my pen?
It's
That's
bugging out.
great. It won't go full. It won't go full opacity for some reason. Uh,
Oh
nah,
yeah.
but yeah, but I feel you with that. Where it's like art is very subjective. Like with that, with abstract art, honestly, I kind of dig some of it. Like from certain artists. Where it's like I think I've seen the argument with that. It's like when you splatter paint on canvas, like it's permanently unique. Like it's gonna be really hard to recreate that if you know what I mean. But then
Yeah.
again, I don't really see the value in that. It's still pretty cool, I guess, in some aspects. Maybe I'm being a glazer and I think too positively about it, but like, I'm being a glazer on like the hipster motherfuckers who like spray paint on a canvas and get like $1 million for it. Maybe I shouldn't be that way. But like I do have to remind myself that like art is subjective. I know there's people who do not dig cartoony artwork that I do. Also, what the ooh, that glitched. Uh, they don't dig it, which is perfectly fine. That's their taste. But then again, I do kind of feel that pain being like, there's like people who slave away at their craft and like go through so many adversities. Like I think of this artist, she's like I forgot her name, but she made this comic where it's like I love monsters, and like her backstory is pretty tragic.
Yeah.
Like it came to the point where she couldn't even draw anymore because like I think she had like arthritis in her hands. Don't quote me on this, but like where it became like literally debilitating for her to draw, so she had to literally relearn how to draw again and to
What?
work art. I'll show you the comic, dude. It's beautiful. It's like done in ballpoint pen. I still haven't finished it, but it's like amazing artwork. Where it's like that's something like that where you can tell that she loves art and she put so much time in her craft, even though she went through so much adversity trying to complete that comic and like going through work. There's like a really amazing video essay about it. I'll send you it, dude.
All right.
Uh, I'm gonna stop the app session.
The glazing.
The glazing on this
The
random
glaze.
artist.
Okay, so this one was submitted by an anonymous user. It says tracing other people art actually helps getting better.
Ooh, this one is actually we're getting to actually more spicy territory
Yeah.
where people can like this has been like a big old debate in our community for a while now.
Okay, so what I think about this, don't trace other people art and call it your own.
I think that's the main thing about
Yeah,
that.
the
Where
main
you
thing,
can
but
if
like,
you're gonna be seeing people's art, do not post it online, dog. Do
yeah,
not unless you get like explicit permission from the original artist.
yeah. I mean, I trace art too, but
Yeah,
I don't
it's
post
good
it online,
practice.
and the reason I do it is to practice.
Yes, honestly, I think one tip, especially like to learn figures and forms. I remember seeing a study where like you grab like a portrait and like you trace the outlines and like each section of like where the muscles would be and how like different structures on the face where that's where tracing would be helpful. I do think like people can use tracing as a crutch to not learn more, which could be a possibility, but there's so much you can learn from tracing, like real life images or like learning form, or you can see how an artist structures their artwork.
Yeah,
Because
like
honestly, I do that
lines,
time to time too.
like lines in
Figure out how to
for
do their
example,
line
yeah,
art. For me, I tend to just copy like people's artwork. Like anytime I need some new inspiration, I'm like, "Damn, this artist's art is really good. I wonder what they go through the process of doing this, and like how would I try to recreate their art style?" That sort of thing.
yeah,
Where like, I don't think tracing is that bad as long as you're not using it as a crutch.
yeah, yeah.
It
Well
can be a
said.
really good learning tool.
Amen. Okay,
What?
so no, what you were saying, I was just saying amen.
Amen. I see. I think you said "amen,"
No,
like "amen." Uh, Goofy.
this one was anonymously submitted too, but I really glaze this artist. But anyways, personally, not a fan of how beginner artists like to jump straight into learning how to render or do complex stuff like color theory, etc., and also studying styles from master artists when they haven't even gotten basic anatomies down, etc.
Ooh.
It's very spicy, right?
Yeah, okay. I kinda agree, and I kinda don't at the same time. Like, I'm thinking about when you're a beginner artist, you barely know, like, anything. In a good way, like we said earlier with tracing, is, like, looking at other people's art and see how they, like, work around that. I feel like that's more, like, intermediate when you're later on. But I do kinda agree with that, where it's like, when you're a beginner artist, you shouldn't be worrying about, like, really complex stuff. You should be worrying about, like, if you can draw a circle, or if
Yeah.
you can draw if you can, like, draw and render a cylinder, or, like, you can, like, do little steps here and there where, like, "Oh, I can draw a 3D shape," or I know, like, little bit of basics of, like, perspective. You shouldn't be, like, putting all your skill let me put it in, like, a gamer way because I'm dumb. I'm gonna put it in the gamer way. Look, you know, like you have experience points,
Yeah.
like, in like a lot of video games, like RPGs. You cannot be putting all your experience just in speed, dude, or just in charisma. You cannot put all your experience points in one thing. Like you gotta make sure you put all your experience points through all your skills equally. Uh, and when you're a beginner artist, you kind of want to like click the checkbox on like every basic standard of art. So I do kind of agree. I just don't agree with the thing of like not like looking at other people's art and making studies. Like I think I've seen this a lot where it's like a beginner artist or you're wanting to learn more. Doing studies is super helpful to see how other artists break down their process. And also it can make you find out a process of your own or a mismatch of what works for you. That's my take on that.
Yeah. Yeah. What's well said again. I just I just want to say that I kind of did have that mentality too, where in the beginning I wouldn't do commissions because I wanted to like be able to draw something well as for at first.
Like as fast as possible, which is kind of a really like easy trap where it's like, what do you mean I started drawing like a week ago and I can't draw the Mona Lisa. That's
Yeah.
cringe. I think it's mostly just like being patient with yourself because like you gotta realize that dude, no one was good at art day one. Like even the masters had to like be beginners.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But I started like putting more effort into art and studying and stuff like that. So now I don't feel as rushed to like take art. I don't feel as rushed to like try to learn everything in one day. I take it little
Hmm.
by little. Like
I think
I would like Monday learn anatomy or like the leg structure. Sunday I would try to do eye studies again and what is it called hash
like learning
cross
how to
hatching.
like hack,
That's what I was
yeah,
trying to
cross
say.
hatching
Yeah.
with like inking techniques.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
this might be like another wait. I know this is really random, but this might be another hot take. If we're a beginner artist, I do not recommend you going into digital art first. You should at least be practicing on paper more often than jumping straight into digital art. That's my hot take on that.
Yeah. Why? Why?
It's a hot take because like I think if you jump immediately into digital art, like this has been a debate for a long time if like digital art is really like hard work or anything like that. But there is a little bit of like I guess like crutches in digital art. Like there's like in real life there's no smoothing. Like there's no like what is it called when like your brushes where you can fix them where like there's no crooked lines
Oh,
like stabilize. There's
yeah.
no that in like real life. So like if you're a beginner artist, like even if you want to fiddle around with digital art, which is still pretty good, I highly suggest you do a majority of your studies on like pen and paper. Like get yourself a cheapo notebook and like some pens. Like
Yeah.
it's way better
I still have your
because
notebook you gave me.
you still have that notebook. Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
that's that's what I used to
I
practice
didn't.
during college. Like in my at lunch, I just doodle.
Bro, I didn't even know you still had that. That was like poorly made, dog.
Dude,
Because
I
I was
love
still
that
learning.
thing. I love that thing.
Dude, I'm like that's when I was like still learning how like bookbinding works, so it's kind of like crappy in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But no, I love that thing.
Aw, thanks, dude.
I guess that's the end of it, right?
Yeah, I think that was the last one. Yippee,
Yippee.
yippee moment. Uh, well, this video was really fun. I'm so happy that my buddy, my amigo, my my passenger princess, my passenger princess. I don't even have a fucking car. Uh, my Pookie bear. Can I call you that,
Yeah. My silly
guys?
Billy.
Pookie bear, my silly Billy. Guys, we're gonna make out when this video is gone. Don't worry. We won't do it on screen. We'll do it on camera. One like and we'll record ourselves kissing. Boy, or like be like boys kissing in the title. Guys, if we get 10K likes, no.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay,
Like
so
the thumbnail of us kissing would be like one of those YouTube thumbnails where it's like the pointing.
oh man. Okay, so I
Like
do want to say our last words. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this content, type of this content, or if you would like to join us personally, leave a like and possibly join our Discord server. We're more than
yeah,
welcome
please
to,
join.
yeah, or and follow us to both. We would really appreciate that. And if you're trying to come up here, um, please let us know. We're more than welcome to try to make videos with anybody or
Mhm.
whoever has unique ideas. So let us
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and yeah, anything you
Yeah,
want to
we'd
say?
like to include your input. For me, I'm so happy that we got to make this video. I'm gonna have a blast editing. I'm just kidding. I actually really enjoy editing videos. It's fun.
Yeah,
But please go follow him on all his socials that either be Blue Sky, Instagram, or joining the server, and also his YouTube channel. Don't forget that. Links in description, and also I'll have in the pinned comment as well. Another thing, any of the artists that we mentioned, go follow, go support them.
yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah. So, do all the YouTube shenanigans like you said earlier. Like if you like it. Subscribe, or I will punch your throat in. I know where all you guys. I know where you guys live. Don't test me. Well, thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye bye.